Welcome to NBA basketball. This is 2K Sports bringing it to you live. A Monday night broadcast of the NBA. It's the Boston Celtics going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And that's it for now. Let's send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you soon.
I'm waking up to action dust. I wipe my brow and
the Grizzlies look to take charge at the FedEx Forum, and we're going to bring it to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And guys, taking a look at Klay Thompson, what will we see from him, do you think, today?
Yeah, he's a bomber. I mean, that's what I love about him. He's as good a three-point shooter as you'll see. Of course, has the green light to let it fly anytime he wants.
And offensively, you'll find him often lurking on those corners. Always a high percentage shot among three-pointers, and especially for him.
For the Grizzlies, their last game, a win against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And they did just what you have to do as a road team, guys. They never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Seemed like every time they took a punch, they had a counter.
You'll like this, Steve. Reverse spurtability, we call that. They had any defensive lapses, they immediately made up for it with some instant offense. Well, for the Grizzlies, the fifth best record in the league last season, guys. Defeated the Clippers and the Thunder in the playoffs, but it all came to a crashing in when the Spurs swept them in the conference final.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Gasol kicks to Conley. Feeds to Prince. Beyond the arc. They get the rebound. Clock is at 3. Randall banked in off the glass.
That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession.
Well, back in that series that Clark was talking about against the Spurs, more competitive than it might seem. Steve, you and I were talking about this. 3 of the 4 games were close. In fact, 2 obviously really close, going to overtime.
But I thought the weakness of Memphis was really exposed, Kevin, and that was the outside shooting. San Antonio just guarded the paint. They took Zach Randolph pretty much out of the series, and they begged Memphis to shoot from long range. And when you don't have floor spacing in the playoffs, it makes it awfully tough to score. Boy, that was impressive. Major height disadvantage, but he still got the shot up over his man.
Well, he's got the poise to handle any matchup, and he's not easily intimidated. You can see that there.
Now here's Prince. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas.
Did a great job picking the defense apart, too. It wasn't just his scoring. Give him credit for his passing in that game, too. You know, he's not a name that a lot of people think of when you list, the top post defenders in the NBA, but I believe LaMarcus Aldridge is one of the most underrated post defenders in the NBA because of that length and quickness.
Getting back to Aldridge, he doesn't block a ton of shots, Clark, or get a terribly high amount of steals, but he makes things very difficult on whoever he's guarding.
Yeah, his numbers don't indicate how valuable he is defensively in terms of blocked shots. What he does, though, as you said, Kevin, is challenge shots. And he never gives up easy baskets to the guy he's guarding. He's a pretty good help defender as well.
Hibbert with the block. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And again, Memphis no good.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Well, for a guy that shoots like he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Hibbert. Drilled from 11 feet out. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game. Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside, into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
And Allen slams it in.
For a player with his explosiveness, that was ATM time. Cash money, the easy way.
Yeah, that kind of defense is not going to cut it against him.
Cash money. I like that, Clark.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won a title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable. But last year it seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and look to reload for another run.
And getting back to the Celtics and Rondo's injury, a lot of people expected them to start the rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed, a lot of interest.
You know, you want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
Here is Conley. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. Randolph dishes to Conley. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Mike Conley, the starting point guard in Memphis pretty much his whole career. I'm sure he would agree that last season was probably his best yet.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Celtics. Schroeder comes in for Manu Ginobili. And for Conley last season, an uptick in three-pointer and free throws attempted. Very interesting combination of numbers there.
Well, and for a perimeter player, a lot of times that can be the key to offensive efficiency, because when you can shoot from the three-point line, it makes you even quicker than you already are. Defenses have to attack and chase you off that line, and now you can get into the paint and make other plays happen.
And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. That's now 8 points for Mike Conley.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
The Grizzlies have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Knocks it loose. And pushing it up, here's Boston. The shot's good from Schroeder.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
And so it's Memphis with it, trailing by 2. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
This was a good matchup for them last season. They came out on top in each of the 2 games they played against them.
Now here's Randolph. Playing Dallas, he was nearly unstoppable. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Boy, has there been any defense played yet in this game?
Nope, this game has been all about rapid-fire offense early.
As he was talking about last year, as strong as they are, a lot of matchups with Clark are friendly for him, I think.
Yeah, those 2 games really illustrated the difference between a good team and a great team. For a good team to win, everything has to go right for them, which didn't happen.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
But Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said, Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block in the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Kufis checked in for the Grizzlies. Memphis on defense. It's a 3-point game.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Kicks it out to Allen. Outside Conley. No good. And it's Boston the other way. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. So I like the way they look.
Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Michael Conley is 3rd.
He showed such great defensive instincts last year. Just a terrific defensive player.
That's good for Mozgov.
Well, you know, last season, I think officially brought the immediate championship aspirations of the Celtics to a close. The 7th seed in the East, dispatched in the first round by the Knicks. The rebuild was on in full cycle.
Here is Bayless. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Mavericks in Dallas. And it's Conley penetrating. Gets it to go. Conley's got 10 points in the game.
How about the first quarter for him at the offensive end? He's really had the touch going.
And back to the Celtics, making the playoffs, sure, but, you know, not like Steve back in 08 or 2010.
Well, this has been a phenomenal era with KG and Pierce that is now a thing of the past. But look, they've hoisted a championship banner very close to another, but it's just time to move on. And that's just the way it is in the NBA. These things go in waves, and the Celtics now in rebuilding mode.
And the basket by Ginobili.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
Well, if they can match that effort at the defensive end, look out.
Conley's shot is off. Boston leading by 6. Thompson from long range. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Well, one of the things that makes him special is his tendency to become red hot in just a matter of seconds. And you never know when it's coming. You know, all it takes is a shot or two that he's rolling.
And another skill that sets him apart, his success rate on catch-and-shoot jumpers. It's not every player that has such a great feel for that particular shot.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Boston making a switch here. Gasol passes to Bayless. And again, Memphis no good.
Tell you what, if there's success on the boards in this first quarter is any indication, it's going to be a good day.
And rebounds usually are a good indicator.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bayless has got his second bucket tonight.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going.
It's Miller on the wing. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. For Memphis, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
Well, they were a fairly decent free throw shooting team a year ago, Kevin, about 77% from the line.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
There's 1:47 left here in the opening quarter. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Out of Arizona, Jared Bayless is slashing combo guard. His jump shot is a little streaky, but he's really good at attacking off the dribble and drawing fouls.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Mozgov. And Bayless stepping into that reserve role in Memphis last season.
It was really a perfect role for him, Kevin. He backed up Mike Conley, but also played alongside Conley as the 2 guard. Bayless is a combo. He can score, he can handle the ball, and make decisions as well, but really kind of found his niche in the league last season.
Leonard attacking. The shot is off. Some solid defense from Gasol. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Roden kicks to Miller. He passes to Bayless. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Manu Ginobili. Boston's gone 3 of 4 on 3-pointers in the first quarter. Doing well from long range. Iguodala dishes to Ginobili. And Thompson kicks to Long. Roden with it. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Gets it to go.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
And stolen by Roden. Lays out. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. And some changes here for the Celtics. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Pass to Roden. Coy in. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Takes the 3. Gets it to go. And that makes it a tie ball game. Joseph with the ball. Thompson outside. And a draw from 3-point range. It's a tie game in Memphis. We'll get things.
The NBA season gains momentum.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you guys think?
And I thought the key to that first quarter, guys, was the turnovers they faced with that aggressive defense.
Well, the defense, as you said, Steve, has been really aggressive, and it's paid off for them a few times already.
Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Then it's Tony Roten, and it's Franklin in at the 2 guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Yeah, they're going to need some help there defensively. That matchup is going to be a tough one to deal with.
Here's Roten. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. Roten, the pass to Okoye. Sinks the three-pointer. He has 6.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Memphis leading. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
Boy, a lot of fans focused on that matchup for New Orleans.
Boston making a switch here. Green's checked in.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Okoye, defended by Schroeder. Gasol passes to Okoye. He kicks it to Prince. 6 to shoot. The rebound by Kevin Love.
The Grizzlies had the second-best defense in the league last season after the Indiana Pacers, guys. And on the perimeter, they had speed with Conley and Tony Allen inside, size and strength with Marc Gasol, who was the Defensive Player of the Year, and Zach Randolph. And they were tough to score against.
And so it's Memphis with it. Following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. Off his foot, and they're saying he kicked the ball. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Back to Prince. 17-foot shot on the way. No good off the back of the rim. And Clark, you mentioned the size inside for the Grizz. They tied for the second-best rebound percentage in the league. And, Steve, that was a huge area for them.
And on the perimeter, they were in the top 5 in steals, Kevin. So you talk about defense and rebounding and low post scoring. I mean, that's a really good foundation for an excellent team.
Good. He's got 8. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Celtics trailed by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, remember, Kevin Love was the 5th overall pick back in 2008. And through hard work, he's transformed his body and expanded his game. He said, I love people telling me what I can't do, telling me this is your ceiling. I think all kids in basketball should never put a limit on themselves. I was able to get out of my comfort zone, and because of that, I'm a much better player. Not only physically, but mentally as well. Kevin?
Yeah, his great skill level has always been his edge. Thanks, Doris. Here's Franklin. Iguodala with the block. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Okoye. This one for 3. No good. And it's Boston the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Schroeder kicks to Iguodala. Celtics passing it around. Green dishes to Love. No good from outside. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Okoye, the pass to Allen. Allen off a pick from Randolph. Okoye defended by Schroeder. Offensive rebound. Allen, that's good.
It's a great play under the boards for him. And, you know, that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out. And now a look at Roy Hibbert. Some stats on him. Solid numbers last season. 4th in blocks. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league as well. So this is a guy who had a lot of double-figure nights on the glass.
And how about that block shots per game average? I mean, he was one of the top 5 in that category, Steve.
And Memphis making a change here. Conley's check. And here is Conley following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. Randolph goes in. The rebound by the Celtics. Schroeder kicks to Love. Hibbert back to Love. From deep three-point range, kept alive. Schroeder passes to Hibbert. Here's Schroeder. The second chance effort. And that one's good. Love. Now it's a 5-point Boston lead.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Now here's Allen. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Dallas.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not. Jamal Franklin out of San Diego State, the only Division I player last season to lead his team in scoring, rebounding, assists, and steals. High motor. He's a guy who can do a lot of things out on the floor.
Here is Conley after the made shot from Schroeder. Randolph backs in. Hits the jumper. Randolph's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He can finish in the post. That's one thing we know about him.
Schroeder kicks to Love. And it's good off the back rim and in. And Franklin, one of the all-time great rebounding guards at the college level.
Yeah, an outstanding glass eater for his position. 6'5", almost 10 rebounds a game is what he averaged as a junior. And his athleticism a big part of that. The story there, he lost one of his front teeth on the rim going up for an alley-oop. Now that's bouncing, putting your teeth into the rim.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Iguodala dishes to Hibbert. And foul called as he misses. Go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
Their whole defense is better just with him being out there, Kevin. His ability to know exactly what's going on, to communicate, to be in the right position. And he's a great example for his teammates to follow.
And, you know, the thing he might do better than anything else, guys, is bang the offensive glass. I mean, he really works hard at that.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Celtics. The drive by Allen, and it's blocked by Love.
And are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
They got right to the rim, but got hammered once he got there by the defense.
That was a nice job taking it strong and forcing his way to the line. Well done.
Marcus All is checked in for Zach Randolph.
A lot of what Memphis has done to build its team would have to be considered taking the undervalued approach. You look at guys like Zebo, Marc Gasol, and most recently Jared Bayless. Those were good players that really have found a nice home in Memphis.
Well, Clark, just talking about Memphis, they really have taken a group of players that were thought to be non-impact roster spots, and Steve, they've turned things around with them.
Kind of comes across in the way the entire team plays. It's a blue-collar group, Kevin. Some cast-offs, guys with a chip on their shoulder, but they've got a toughness and an edge about them. And I think it's really helped this team create its identity.
Now here's Allen. After the miss from Klay Thompson. Here's Prince. Here's Gasol. They shoot again. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Celtics leading by 5. Ginobili the pass to Hibbert. Love. Boston again missing.
Not sure why he's insisting on shooting from out there. It's just not working for him right now.
Conley kicks to Prince. There's the dish to Allen. 6 on the shot clock. Prince, he's covered by Thompson. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And here's Conley outside. Offensive rebound. Davis. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
We knew what was going to happen with that one when he got his hands on it.
Yeah, you know, if the ball comes to him off the offensive boards, Clark, it's going to go back down hard.
It's amazing how many points he salvages for his team.
Hibbert against Allen. There's the feed to Conley. Back to Allen. Prince, right side, from the arc. And gets the rebound. Back to Allen. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Roy Hibbert. And there's Marc Gasol on the assist by Allen. Gasol's got 5 points so far. Boston's gone 6 of 14 with the three ball tonight, just a little over 40%. The open shot, Aldridge. The 17-footer goes down. And the Celtics lead by 3.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
As he should. That's a good decision. When he gets a clean look, he's got to take it.
Now here's Gasol. 11 points for him in that last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Leonard attacking. Aldridge down low. Working on Gasol. Here's Leonard. Drops it and off the fadeaway. 9 points in the game so far.
And as the game has gone along, they've gotten much more aggressive on the offensive boards.
You know, crashing the boards is really an effort thing. It's an attitude and effort thing. And if teams get tired, they usually take a break on crashing the board. But they've done just the opposite here.
Mike Miller's checked in for the Grizzlies. .131 left to play in the first half.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. So as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Celtics?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And on top of that, they're really starting to knock down that long-range three ball tonight as well.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Guys, for Dave Yeager, the new Grizzlies head coach, 6 seasons with them as an assistant. Before that, he won 5 titles coaching in the minor leagues. Yeager said, quote, "This is a blue-collar town, and I'm a blue-collar guy. I came up the hard way. I came up through the minor leagues. This is something I've been preparing for a long time." Guys, he says he knows how to win. We'll see how he does.
Thanks, Doris. That confidence has certainly served him well. Here's Conley. An 11-point game for him in the win against Dallas.
Yeah, he picked his spots in that game, too, Kevin, because I thought he not only did a nice job scoring, but setting up his teammates as well.
Rejected by Leonard. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Oh, we have a moment now to check out the story on Marc Gasol. What a year he had last season. 12th in blocks, and he was very solid from the foul line, closing out the year among the top 20 in terms of free throw percentage.
And looking back for a second at his block shots per game average, Steve, I mean, his low post defense was phenomenal. I mean, I love watching him operate down there defensively.
And here is Conley. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. He feeds it to Gasol. Passes to Bayless. They need this. And that one's good. Bayless has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
And Thompson kicks to Leonard. Aldridge kicks it out to Leonard. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Celtics making a switch here. And the second free throw, good. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the half. Shot from the wing. Aldridge dishes to Leonard. Thompson. But they'll get another chance. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And that does it for the first half of play.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us at halftime. We've got a terrific game going on at FedEx Forum. An impressive start for the Celtics. Offensively, they've been in a zone. A lot of great team play, providing looks from all over the floor. Kawhi Leonard with some valuable contributions. He's up to 14 points and also helped out with 2 rebounds. And on the other hand, the Grizzlies are still alive. They'd like to forget that first half. Coach has not been happy with what he's seen out there, and they'll likely come out with major adjustments. Tayshaun Prince just falling short. An abysmal field goal percentage. The shot not cooperating. Now let's take off with some other games in progress around the league. It's a close game for the 76ers going up against the Golden State Warriors. 2 points up, they're in the third. And another game going on. Houston trailing the Clippers out.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
You know, a big part of why the Celtics dropped so much last season was they weren't very good on the road. Ended with a 14-27 record away from home, which was by far the lowest of any team in the East that made the playoffs.
On the floor for Boston. They've got Ginobili. Roy Hibbert is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Thompson in at the shooting guard. And here is Conley after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And as you said, Clark, rarely can you win just over a third of your road games like the Celtics did and expect to make the playoffs. And had they played closer to 500 on the road, you know, Steve, there's a good chance they could have ended up as the 5th or the 4th seed.
Well, and in the Celtics case, it wasn't their defense, Kevin. It was their offense that betrayed them when they went out onto the road. They just couldn't win the close games. And some of it was just age and injury. But so many of those road losses from last year, it just came back to haunt them, and that's why they ended up with that 7 seed.
And here is Conley. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. Here's Randolph, and Zach Randolph gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Ginobili the pass to Aldridge. Can't get it to go. Now Memphis takes it the other way.
Mike Conley, boy, second in the NBA last season in steals per game. Quick feet and quick hands, and a smart defender as well. Make him a pesky guy to deal with at that end of the floor.
First team foul.
And here are the Grizzlies now. They trail by 14. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Gasol against Hibbert. Lock at 6. Dishes it to Conley. Stolen by Thompson. A pull-up. And again, it's Boston converting.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
And for Conley offensively, he doesn't try, Steve, I think, to do too much.
No, in some ways he reminds you of like a possession quarterback.
Wow, nice comparison.
He's going to be steady, do the little things, and let the game come to him, but very capable of making a big play when necessary.
Here's Ginobili following the basket by Marc Gasol. Aldridge can't get that one to fall.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
That's good. Aldridge has got 6.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And I don't know of too many other players who are as solid as he is in the low post. Just watch how many times he'll get his man to go for his fake and leave his feet. He gets him up in the air and takes advantage of it.
Pocket 4. They get it again. Randolph. Oh, and the whistle is blown in the play as he was fouled in the act of shooting. Wasn't sure we were going to see a call there, but the officials saw the contact and 2 free throws. First trip to the line for him here.
You know, last game he turned in a really nice performance at the charity stripe.
Yeah, it really stands out when you look back at the numbers from that.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics.
Not many teams, guys, in the East did very well against the West last season. And that in mind, you could call Boston's 14-16 record against the conference better than most.
And for the Celtics against the West, even in the shortened season, they were having a lot of trouble with some of the bigger lineups, Steve. More of the up-tempo teams out west.
Well, the Celtics were old and a little bit small, too. Kevin Garnett played center last year, so they played a lot of small lineups. And when you're small and you're old, sometimes, you know, that's going to cost you, particularly on the road.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, for a good part of last season, guys, the Grizzlies were in the battle for the 3rd spot in the West along with the Clippers and Nuggets. Eventually, they finished 5th, but it wasn't because they didn't handle Eastern Conference opponents. They cleaned up against that conference.
Now here's Conley. 11 points in the game. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And back to the Grizzlies against the East. Their style of play really matches up well with the slow-it-down style of many Eastern teams.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, Memphis looks like they should be in the East. You know, they have no problem just, you know, banging bodies under the basket, trying to out-rebound you, out-muscle you. And I think you're right, Kevin. That's one of the reasons they were able to go 22-8 against the Eastern Conference.
Now, here's Green. And here's Love for 3. And that one's good. Love's got 10 points.
And another 3-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
Conley with it, defended by Schroeder. He used that pick to perfection. 15 points for Mike Conley.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
Well, let's take a look at where Boston ended up, Kevin, last year in the league rankings. 6th in shooting percentage, 6th in free throw percentage. And they were in the top half of the league in steals as well. Pretty impressive.
And you talked about the shooting in the top 10 in the league in terms of field goal percentage. And that really bodes well when you're a team that's trying to play together. I thought this team was really well coached. They worked the ball offensively to find good shots. And for most of the season, they looked like one of the best shooting teams in the league to me.
For the majority of his career, Marc Gasol has been referred to as the other Gasol. But last season, you can make that case that he surpassed his brother Powell in terms of impact on the court.
Here's Schroeder. 9 points in the game so far. And Green gets it to go. The Grizzlies trail by 15. Allen kicks to Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Mozgov. And Marc Gasol, a little bigger than his older brother Powell, very comfortable at the center position, whereas Powell is a little more of a tweener. They're both obviously so incredibly skilled.
They sure are. I mean, both Gasol's able to play in the high post as passers or jump shooters or down on the low block, and where they can use their array of offensive skills. Pretty impressive to see 2 players like that coming out of the same family.
Celtics leading by 16. On the wing, Iguodala from outside the arc. Another shot. Mozgov with the bucket.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Outside Conley. Randolph. He's guarded by Love. And it's blocked by Love. One-on-one here. Iguodala dishes to Green. Love outside. Releases. And Green with the basket on the assist by Love. Green's got 6. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points. Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Now here's Conley. 17 points in the game. That's good. Conley's got 19 points.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups, I understand that. But this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
Tony Roten. He's checked in for Marc Gasol. They get it back. Green, the pass to Love. Another miss by Love. The Grizzlies trail by 20. It's Allen with the drive. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, you think about it, Tony Allen, when you talk about his game, he may not be a marquee star in the NBA, but his arrival in Memphis has coincided with the team really developing an identity of physicality and toughness, not to mention with them becoming a factor in the West as well.
Schroeder kicks to Mozgov, and stolen by Prince. Conley into the lane. Here's Roten. And another shot, and he sinks the layup. Roten's got his second basket of the night.
Well, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Wasted no time on that one. And the Celtics lead by 19. And Clark, you mentioned Tony Allen flying under the radar a bit offensively. You know, he can be erratic. In fact, back in Boston, I think they called him, and Steve helped me with this, they called him Trick or Treat Tony, because you weren't certain just what you were going to get from him from game to game.
That's right. One of the great nicknames I've ever heard. But, you know, I think when you ask people around the league, they're really valuing what Allen brings to the table.
And the Grizzlies shooting 43% from the floor. And it's Conley penetrating. Here's Randolph. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Randolph's got 4 points now in the quarter. Celtics leading by 17. Schroeder passes to Love. Another miss by Love.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Randolph a screen on Iguodala. And Iguodala comes to help. Allen kicks to Roten. Rejected by Mozgov. Here's Schroeder, over by Conley. The shot's good from Schroeder.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
The Grizzlies shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Kicks it to Prince. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his third assist on the night. The Celtics shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Green, no luck.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
But he stays with it. Randolph dishes to Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Tries again. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
The Grizzlies had no problem with who they were. They were very anchored in their identity, guys. They were a defensive-minded team, and offensively, they wanted to try to get the ball in the paint as much as possible.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Hibbert comes in for Mozgov, and Aldridge is subbed in for Kevin Love.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Well, Clark, just kind of continuing your thought, the Grizzlies dead last in three-pointers taken and three-pointers made. And Steve, I don't think that bothered them one bit. It just wasn't their game.
Didn't bother them in the regular season because they were able to get away with it, but it sure hurt them in the playoffs. When they ran into the San Antonio Spurs, that lack of three-point shooting was absolutely the difference in the series. So I think moving forward, that's the area where they have the most improvement to make.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Prince is checked in. 1:02 left here in the third quarter. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
100% free throw shooting this half, guys.
Efficiency is so crucial when you're trying to overcome a deficit, Steve.
Gives him the lead pass. It's stolen by Davis. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. The Grizzlies trail by 19. That's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Jared Bayless is checked in for Tony Allen. And they double up Gasol. From 17 feet out, the offensive rebound. Davis, the pass to Bayless. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Bayless has got 11 points.
That's how you have to attack the double team. Find the open man, get the ball out of your hands.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Leonard kicks to Hibbert. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 15.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Back to Gasol. There's the pass to Bayless. Count the bucket. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the third. Thompson from long range. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough.
Friday, November 9th.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Grizzlies trail by 17. They've got Marc Gasol. Davis is out there with Tayshaun Prince. And it's Conley, and it's Bayless in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Prince covered by Hibbert. Prince misses.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
And for Memphis, they're shooting for the game at 42%. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That is his first foul of the game. Tony Allen's checked in for Memphis. And Bayless kicks to Prince. Davis. Memphis moving that ball around. Bayless dishes to Prince. Feeds it to Allen. He passes to Bayless. 4 on the clock. Pulls up on the wing. And he hits the jump shot. Bayless has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Grizzlies. Leonard against Prince. Leonard, no luck.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Bayless the pass to Allen. Gets Prince on the wing. Outside, Davis. Gasol. Great tee that time from Hibbert.
Textbook defending there. He didn't give him an inch of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, great footwork and terrific positioning, Clark.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And so here's Memphis. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Allen kicks to Bayless. Back to Allen. Pass to Davis. Aldridge is there. Davis dishes to Allen. Here's Bayless. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Celtics leading by 15. It's Ginobili with the drive. And that one's good by Aldridge. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points. Outside Conley. With the lead pass. Randolph. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 4 assists in the game.
Great assist there. Led him to the perfect spot.
The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Thompson for 3. That's good. And the Celtics lead by 18.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Manu Ginobili is really one of those electrifying all-around players. I mean, he's as fun to watch as any guy in the league. He scores, he defends, has a nose for the ball. He does everything, and usually he packs a bunch of production into short stints of playing time. He's now in his mid-30s. The question becomes for him is health. How much longer can he go at the level he's played at throughout his career?
He kicks to Thompson. Pass to Aldridge. Outside Leonard. Gets it to go.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And for Ginobili last season, his shooting percentages dipped just a little bit. Now 36 years old. He's, breaking down, it seems like on a more regular basis. Is he starting to fade in your eyes?
Sure, he is, but he's still capable of playing out of his mind on any given night. I mean, and that's what you want from a guy like that at his age. You're not going to get it every night, but can he continue to help you win games? No question, Ginobili. He showed that last year.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Outside Conley. Randolph sets a screen for Conley. 16 feet away. Randolph can't hit.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Back to Leonard. Unloads. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Allen.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Conley inside the line. The rebound by the Celtics. Ginobili's got his 5th rebound in this one. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Some changes for Boston. Hibbert comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Manu Ginobili. And here's Love from the arc. And the shot is good. Love's got 12 points here in the second half. Outside Conley. Gasol covered by Hibbert. And again, Memphis no good.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
And so we are. A trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
They've had difficulties the way Leonard has been playing. He has 18 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
Boston making a switch here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Hibbert. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Love. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Schroeder in for Corey Joseph.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
There's the block, and they'll keep possession. For Memphis, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Conley kicks to Allen. Back to Conley. Prince outside. The dish now to Gasol. He's covered by Leonard. The shot. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area they just can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh. He had a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Here's Prince. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Boston leading by 20. Schroeder kicks to Leonard. Knocks down the 3-ball. Leonard's got 6 points in the quarter. The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Gasol can't get it to go. Excellent D there.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
It's off his foot. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Green, the pass to Mozgov. Leonard. From 8 feet away, he drops it in. Leonard's got 10 points in just the second half.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
Conley gets the bucket.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Boston's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Iguodala kicks to...
Oh,
my!
hammer time!
Wow!
Hammer time!
Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks there.
I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that again.
For Memphis, they've gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. It's Allen with the drive, rejected by Mozgov. Outside Leonard, the feed to Iguodala. Misses the three. The Grizzlies shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Knocked loose. Tries to save it. Here's Randolph. Green with the block. Here's Schroeder. The shot by Iguodala. It's rebounded by Randolph. Randolph's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And for Memphis, they're shooting 43% from the floor. They get a hand on it. Shot clock at 6. Bayless the pass to Okoye. Tries from 16. Rebound Boston. Aldridge has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Ginobili dishes to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. 29 points for Kawhi Leonard.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
And Davis gets it to go. 1:25 left here in the fourth quarter. Thompson left side. It's rebounded by Okoye. Makes the lead pass. Bayless. He's covered by Ginobili. Shoots from the high post, but they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
A good job of spotting his teammate near the basket and zipping the pass right in there.
Pass to Thompson. He feeds it to Hibbert. Nice ball movement by Boston. No good from Ginobili.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
On the wing, Miller. And Hibbert with the block. Aldridge kicks to Ginobili. Thompson outside. Dishes to Aldridge. It's stolen by Davis.
That looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
Boston's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. He dishes it to Leonard. From deep, and the basket good. Leonard's got 32 points in the game.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Get up, first shot, strut walking, a little bit of humble, a little bit of